Hi, I'm Diane.
And I'm Elisa. And you're listening to The Delicious Dish on National Public Radio.
Well, we promised you an interview with a musician.
And an interview with a musician is what you're going to get.
And who is our mystery musician? I can't wait to find out.
Our guest today is the very talented bass player of the medieval rock band Blackmore's Night.
Ooh.
Please welcome MIKE CLEMENTE. Welcome, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
It's quite a thrill to meet you.
Likewise. Nice to be on National Public Radio. The last time I was on it was for that horrible news report I don't like to talk about.
Will you talk about it?
No.
Okay.
I brought my miniature Vaseline just in case. So it's really it's great to be here. Thank you so much. I do have to compliment you, Diane, on your band, Petty Rumors. Excellent band.
Oh, thank you.
Very, very fantastic show. And I do highly recommend anybody out there to go see them. They do the best of Fleetwood Mac and Tom Petty.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you.
It's really unbelievable keyboard player and singer right here. And her husband's an amazing drummer as well.
Well, we gave him money to say that. No, we appreciate that. It was so great to see you.
Elise is an unbelievable tambourine player as well.
I am?
Yeah, at the concert that night, you were just unbelievable on the tambourine and triangle as well.
And triangle. The triangle I do
Triangle's
the
very,
best.
very important instrument.
Well, we want to hear all about you.
I kind of want to hear about the triangle thing. So how long have you been playing triangle?
We'll talk about that another time.
Okay.
When did you first become interested in music?
About last week. No, just kidding. Just kidding. No. It's a long time. Long time. You know, when you're young and you first hear that song on the radio, or like my father or my uncle would play me these songs. You know, the first time you hear, Led Zeppelin, the Deep Purple. You go, what was that? And it's just one of those wow moments. And even when I was young, there was a band in school that played some sort of like dance. It was like a heavy metal band, like a school dance. And I saw that. I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And I quit baseball right away and started learning how to play the guitar.
Okay.
So, who were your musical influences growing up? Like, who did you like to listen to?
Oh, all the hard rock, heavy metal bands. Classic rock, very big into Zeppelin and Purple, and of course Richie was a huge influence. I also like weird stuff too, like Spike Jones and the City Slickers. That was like, very, very crazy comedy band from like the 30s and 40s.
Okay.
Spike Jones would hit all sorts of things and horns and shoot them in the air. And
Did you like Frank Zappa?
Frank Zappa was very cool. I think he was like the original Zappa, Spike Jones.
You're also an accomplished guitarist and vocalist, too.
Well, thank you very much.
Maybe we could convince you to play for us a little at the end?
Absolutely, of
All
course.
Right. Very cool.
I'd be happy to.
I'd be happy to play guitar for you, too, but...
I want to hear you play more guitar.
We're not doing straight-up comedy right now. So.
Smelly cat, what are they feeding you?
So you told me that your father was a guitar player.
I did tell you that. And it's true. My father played guitar, yeah.
My father just flew airplanes.
Did he play the triangle?
And he played the triangle and the tambourine.
He flew airplanes?
Yeah.
Oh, he was a pilot?
Yeah.
Oh.
He actually owned airplanes.
Your father?
Yes.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Mike, would you excuse us for a minute?
Of course, absolutely. Talk amongst yourselves and give me a topic.
No, seriously,
I thought you knew that.
I'm not good at retaining information sometimes. And I'm not a big drinker either, but I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm not as young as I was yesterday.
Well, you have been the bass player for Blackmore's Night for the past 15 years?
15 years, yeah.
15 years. How did you actually get that gig?
It was a chance encounter. We had a mutual friend, Jim Coletti. He's a filmmaker, and he called me out of the blue. He actually set me up with the first band that I toured with, a Staten Island band called Scraggly Jane. I was 19 years old and easily corrupted by these guys from Staten Island.
Okay.
And that kind of set the tone for the rest of my musical endeavors. But no, it was a great time. And he called me out of the blue and says, I know a band that's looking for a rhythm guitarist, bass player that likes this kind of music, and you're the first person I thought of.
Really?
And just like that, couldn't believe it. It was just great timing, and Jim Coletti's a great guy.
Wow, that's
And yeah, so we had this. I had a meeting with the manager and Richie and Candy at a restaurant, and it was like an Italian restaurant. And we're sitting there, we're kind of talking, getting to know each other. And Richie was kind of quiet, and then he turns to me and he says, "So why'd you pick this place?" Which is kind of a funny question because he's the one that set up the meeting there. So I said, "Well, it's the perfect place. They have one of those old-fashioned toilets you could tape a gun behind." And he kind of looked at me funny and then started laughing. And then we have the same sense of humor, very dry sense of humor. And it was a matter of, well, if you could play guitar, you know, if you could play the bass, you're in the band. So
wow,
that's the
very
right thing.
cool.
Cool.
How cool is that?
Now, your stage name, okay, your stage name is Earl Grey of Chimay.
That's right.
Oh,
So how did that come about?
When I got offered to play in the band, I had to pick a medieval name. We all have medieval stage names. And the previous band that I was in a Celtic rock band years ago. And they used to nickname me Lord Chimay
okay.
for reasons I can't explain right now. But I couldn't be a lord in the band. So
course.
I said as a joke, why don't Earl Grey's my favorite tea, I'll be Earl Grey of Chimay. My favorite tea and my favorite beer.
And would you be liking a cup of tea?
Sure.
You're welcome.
I tell you, this is a special basement.
It is.
You've toured all over the world, Mike. Do you have any funny, great stories that you'd like to share with us?
Stories to share now.
They could be rated R.
Yeah, well, no, I have to. I was gonna say indemnify. That's not the right word. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you name a place and maybe I'll have a story about it.
Paris.
Paris. Oh, Paris, France.
Oh, I was going to say
No,
Russia.
Paris, Texas.
Paris, Texas.
Paris, Texas?
Yes. No, France.
Yeah, France.
We come from France.
France. No, we performed in France in 2015. We played the Olympia Theater. It was a great show.
Really?
Yep, great to be there.
Wow.
And I got a funny story. This is the harmless story. Oh, maybe not. I better not tell that one. I was thinking about it. Like, wait a minute.
I can always edit it out.
Can
No.
we talk about Russia?
We can talk about.
We can talk about Russia?
Sure.
What happened?
Okay, so talk about Russia.
What happens in Russia stays in Russia.
Nah, it won't stay. It's going to be told
Yeah,
here.
maybe we shouldn't talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What can we
Do we
talk
have
about?
any
I'm
stories?
trying to think what to talk about.
Really?
No, I'm trying to think of something that's, oh my God.
Did you see the Beatles when you were in Germany?
All right. So yeah, I did. We played this concert. Well, I don't know. We were staying in East Germany, this small town, and they had a Beatles museum. Believe it or not.
I believe it.
And it was funny because we were wondering, like, what are we gonna do in this town? And we found out there was so much to see in this town. We saw like Martin Luther's death mask. Martin Luther from the church.
Yeah.
Lutherans. And I think I said that right.
Did you say death
His
mask?
death mask, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in a church. So, like, apparently when he died, they made a mold of his face.
Oh.
But I didn't really want to talk about that. I wanted to talk about this Beatles museum that I went to. And just saying to myself, I can't believe there's a Beatles museum in this town. But it was cool. It was different.
Yeah.
And I tend to take pictures of myself lying down in front of places of historical significance.
Oh.
Instead of, people take selfies and they're like,
Hey, look at me. I'm having a great time here. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me. Yeah, I'm in,
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge right now.
Yeah, I have the picture of Stonehenge, but I have a picture of me. It reminded me of the Abbey Road poster I see over there. So they had a whole life-size Beatles setup of Abbey Road, and there I am, like waiting for like nobody to be around. And I set up my camera with the timer, and I lay down in front of the Beatles and got the picture.
Oh, very cool.
Nice.
It's very.
That's cool.
This is what I do with my free time.
Did you happen to do the Jim Morrison thing when you were in Paris?
Oh, well, that's so we had a day to kind of look around, and by the end of the day, I was talking to my keyboard player, and I said, "Oh my God, we forgot to see Morrison's grave." And I said, and then there was a moment of silence. In 15 years of playing with the band, it's been quite an experience. I've been very fortunate. It's like I still pinch myself to this day. It's really a real pleasure playing with Richie and Candace and my bandmates. It's like a dream come true, you know. It's really they're my extended family essentially. And
Wow,
great.
that is great.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
very
it's
happy
been
for
a
you.
great ride.
Yeah.
Well, before Blackmore's Night, you were a producer and writer for National Lampoon.
Now that's cool. That's cool. I
Yes,
like
I
that.
was.
And you also did some acting.
Yeah. I
TV
guess-
shows, movies.
Like an extra. I was an extra
Okay.
in some movies. I never really took that seriously. I thought it'd be funny to kind of pursue that, so that if my friends were watching a movie or a TV show at home and they saw me walking in the background, they go, "Oh my God!" You know.
Oh my God, it's
Or
Mike.
like, you know, I did a couple of those. It was fun.
So we know that you play bass with Blackmore's Night. Many people don't know that you are an accomplished, very talented guitar player.
Thank you very much.
And
You should see my cricket game.
oh yeah, and you proved that, and you showed it to all of us on Wednesday night with Wondrous Stories.
Yeah, no, that was really nice. Really grateful to be able to jam with them. They had me up for a couple songs. Very thankful for that. I've seen them several times through the years, and it was nice to play. I haven't done a rock band setting with electric guitar in probably 4 years, so it was nice
Well,
to
it
get
was
back up there
amazing.
and
Very, very cool.
kind of shake the dust off a little bit. But
Yes, our friends and wondrous stories. And
Yes.
I would have been there, but I was actually rehearsing with Soundtracks that night. So I can't get there on Wednesdays. That's my rehearsal night.
You got to check out this band's soundtracks. They're playing the
Yes.
best movie songs.
I'm alright. Don't nobody worry about me. You've got to give me a fight. Why don't you just let me be?
We're
through the
touring
years.
around the world, and we stopped in Germany, and we saw this Beatle thing, and it was so cool. Yeah, not quite there yet, but anyway.
Just like we're on National Public,
Public
Radio.
radio, yes. Yes.
Being that we're on national public radio, should we talk like we're on like?
So, you having a great time today? Yeah, that was really nice.
I'm Margaret Jo McCullum.
And I'm Terry Rialto.
And you're listening to
The Delicious Dish on National Public Radio. We started that way back.
That was the whole sweaty balls.
That was the whole sweaty ball.
No one can resist my shreddy balls.
Now, should we have a word from our sponsor?
Gasoline.
There it is.
Anyway, anywho,
This is good.
would you like to play something for us now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I do want to talk about and compliment Diane on
Nah.
the sketches that you've done, the SNL reenactments.
Oh, how about the sketch?
I can't believe
This is my picture of Madonna.
she did that while I was tuning up,
Right.
preparing for the.
And framed it.
Well, I had yes, I had time to come. No, thank you.
No, really, the sketch is unbelievable. That Hey You sketch is.
Perfume for one night stand.
I just couldn't believe. I thought I was the only one left that remembered that sketch
Oh.
from SNL, and
It's a lot of fun,
It's
and a lot of my
phenomenal.
friends that are I'm hoping are watching this have been in a number
Yes,
of
absolutely.
productions. But you're the first big star.
That's right.
oh come on, I'm
With the
like,
delicious dish, you are. You are our first.
Well, Peter.
Peter.
Gotta give
But
Peter his
Peter was.
credit.
But Peter played a part.
Peter.
He's playing himself.
Peter played a part with pickled peppers.
yeah, say that 3 times
We love
fast.
Peter.
We love Peter.
We do.
We do.
Do-
But yes, but he is our first musical guest that we interviewed on The Delicious Dish on National Public Radio.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. So, but yes, you said you'd like to play us something.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Well, how'd that happen?
I don't know whose guitar is this.
You played beautifully.
Beautiful.
Are you self-taught?
I had teachers.
Oh,
I
okay.
had some good teachers. I had this guy Joe. I had Jerry Salter, who I'm still good friends with. Jerry Salter is a great classical guitarist based out of Long Island. With his wife Michelle, they have a group called Serenade. And then of course I credit Richie Blackmore, as somebody that I've learned so much from. And my playing was okay before, but after working with him for as long as it's been, to me one of the best, if not the best. He's frightening acoustic player,
Wow.
and the fact that he's improvising a lot of that is equally as frightening. He's really brilliant. It's like working with a modern day Bach.
That's great.
It's such a beautiful instrument. And do you write any of your own songs?
I do. I haven't recorded any of them, but
Oh, okay.
I have to get to that before it's too late. You gotta name the tune. All right. See if you can
All right, why don't you play
figure out what I'm
that
playing.
tune?
Here we go. Ready?
It's like classical gas.
That's it.
Classical gas.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Beautiful. Oh, wait.
Oh. Well, I'm in love
You're in love?
with his playing. It's beautiful.
That was very cool.
So there's a story behind why I play the guitar behind my head like that. On tour, I would like to go for runs and jogs and stuff when I was 30 pounds lighter. And sometimes I bring the guitar and just practice, And I would jog and play. It was good practice to practice moving and playing at the same time.
Really?
So one day I forgot the guitar strap. And I didn't want to go all the way back upstairs where we were staying, it was just like too much of an ordeal. And I said, what am I going to do? So the only way I could play was to put it on my shoulder, and I went for a jog
Really?
like that. And like I'd, jog by people, and people looked at me like I was an idiot, and like, this is like a circus performer,
Well, who's laughing now?
And the
Wow.
other thing too, sometimes when you're playing a lot of places, and like, some young people come in, and they're like, oh, guitar player.
Yeah.
So to get their attention, or keep their attention, I would do these parlor stunts, the parlor tricks, playing behind my head. And then they would go, oh, guitar player. Oh, look at that. You never guess what I'm doing right now, check that out. No, I'm just kidding. But it's fun, I do these things for fun,
Wow.
be an entertainer, and, I try to blend comedy and music together and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Kind of like Mason Williams. Mason Williams was a comedy writer for the Smothers Brothers.
Oh, okay.
And he wrote classical gas. I think he played that guitar on Smothers Brothers with a guitar that was filled with fish. It was like an aquarium guitar.
That rings a bell.
Yeah.
Okay.
He would do all these crazy things on, for the show. And one of his guitars had a whole aquarium in it, so I thought it was pretty cool.
That is
Wow.
cool. Very cool.
So, you're extremely bright. You have a flair for comedy. You've written for National Lampoon.
You've acted.
Did some acting. You're a classical guitarist. You play bass for Richie Blackmore and rhythm guitar occasionally.
Rhythm
Switch
guitar,
off.
yeah, for a couple songs.
And you're a singer. Do you want to sing a little something for us, or?
You want me to sing something? I'm like a screamer. I sing like
Oh, okay.
Skid Row and
Yeah,
Guns
he
N'
did
Roses.
crazy. He did Crazy Train. It was so nice to have you on the show.
No, thank you
It was
very
great
much.
fun.
Thank
And
you
so
what a
much.
thrill. I am
Yes,
so impressed.
absolutely.
Really.
Absolutely.
And I wish you best of luck on the delicious dish, and may
Thank
you
you.
have many
Oh,
more
thank you.
episodes, and may.
And will you come back and visit us
Of
again
course,
sometime?
absolutely.
Good.
I just hope National Public Radio is going to renew your contract.
We hope so too.
I know you're in arbitration right now and under negotiations, some serious. But don't ever bend for them,
Absolutely not.
This whole interview was delicious.
Delicious.
Thank you.
Delicious.
Bye.
You all come back now. You hear?